What's going on, everyone? Pay no attention to the completely different lighting in this intro. I may or may not have forgot to shoot it before I did all the work. So, today, you're going to be watching me work on my 2011 Honda Pilot, and we're doing the back brakes here. So, stick around.
Consider the phone.
Get this off here. What do we have? You can look in there. It's kind of hard to see, but those things are toast. So now what we have to do, we're going to take a 14 millimeter and we're going to pop these caliper pins off. And as you can see, that's loose. That's concerning because I didn't do that. So we'll get to correcting that. Yay. Well, we've run into our first problem that tells me somebody dumb's been working on this.
Someone cooked here.
Because you see how the head of this bolt says, looks like US on, or no, JS or US on there. And that one just says 10. Well, that's the 14 millimeter or so top bolt. And that's a 12 millimeter bottom bolt. Only problem is the bolts on the other side match the 12 millimeter, not the 14 millimeter. So we got two different size bolts on this side and two of the same side bolts on the other side. Suspicious. Let's keep going, see what else is next. This should just basically pop right off now. Yeah, there we go. Just put it up there. Then we're gonna undo our bracket bolts on the top and the bottom here. See how that goes. The bolts on the back side holding the caliper bracket, those are going to be a 17 millimeter. And I've got a wrench on here because I wanted to show you guys a little trick. See, look at that. Now your lever is way longer and you can wrench up and break that sucker. Well, maybe not one-handed. Hold on, let's see if I can get an action shot. There's the brake. Oh, there we go. And once you got it broken, an extended wrench setup makes short work of whatever you got to do. I'm going to get this bolt off and the bottom one and come back. Cool, set your bolts to the side. Time for the big reveal. Let's see what these pads look like. Oh, doggy. That one had a little life, but man, that one. Oh, no. That's bad. That was metal on metal, buddy. Oh, boy. So glad I changed these when I did. These Honda brake rotors, they've got these little retention screws in them. And the best thing to get these out is go down to like Harbor Freight and buy yourself a little impact screwdriver kit. It's worth the money and time and frustration. And another tip, before you even get started on anything, take some PB Blaster or the like and hit those things with it. It will also make a world of difference. So I've already cracked mine, but basically all you do is you just put that in there and you whack it real hard with a hammer, and each time you do, it makes it go a little more. And then it doesn't like strip your screw out or break the head off. You can actually get it out reasonably without much fighting, even if they are kind of rusty. These aren't that bad. I know you Rust Belt guys about bit my head off in the comments. But no, these aren't that bad. So that's one of your next steps. With those screws out, the rotor hat just kind of pops right off, and we can come in and inspect our components here for the e-brake. Look at your mating surface, look at your studs, make sure that's all good. These are all pretty reasonable. The e-brake looks a bit used, a bit worn, but nothing I'm going to mess with today and put myself in a pickle. Just look at that old rotor on the backside where it was eating into the metal. You can just feel the badness on there. Which the brake pads over there, They were fairly even. One got chewed up a little faster than the other. So I'm going to make sure and grease my slide pins when I reinstall everything. Oh, and don't forget this little rubber doohickey here. I've just been taking it and kind of working it in while pulling from the backside. I wish I can't show you because I don't have my chest rig. I'm doing this one-handed single man operation here, but it's just a rubber piece. Pull it out of there and pop it in on the other one, and it shouldn't take you more than a minute or two. We are going to be putting on some top-notch, eco-certified premium brake rotors. Ooh, very nice, very nice. These are courtesy of Rock Auto. I get the majority of my parts on Rock Auto. No, this is not sponsored, although I could use a sponsorship. Hint, hint, wink, wink at the picture. Anybody at all. And the matching top-notch brake pads. Multi-layered ceramic disc brake pads. Not an advertisement, but Rock Auto has saved me a ton of money, you guys. I can't stress how much money that they can save for you. So, check them out. You got that? When reinstalling the rotor, make sure to pay close attention to where the holes are on here and where the countersunk holes are on here, because there's going to be some threaded holes here that we don't pay attention to those. It goes in the countersunk holes, and there's really only one way that they're going to go on. So it just comes up on here, just like that. Boom. Now we need to put our little screws back in, and our rotor is good to go. Now to tighten these down, what I like to do is I like to take the screw piece from the impact driver set and the little piece from the impact driver itself, and it's a 1/2-inch drive. It'll fit a socket, and turn that a bit. Give it a good turn. Probably turn a little better off camera. Make sure they're nice and snug, and they should be good to go. Once you have the caliper bracket mounted on, you can see pretty easily how the hardware goes. It's pretty unidirectional as well. You just put it on there, clip it in, make sure both sides are seated in well. Bada bing, good to go. As my luck would have it, this thing doesn't screw in enough and get narrow enough to go in there. So it looks like the old brake pad and C-clamp it is. And if you haven't got yourself one of these quick release C-clamps for a brake job, just do it. It's so awesome and saves you so much time. In and out, in and out, in and out. Now before I forget, we want to install our wear indicator on one of your pads. Now what I chose to do is I chose to come to the inside pad and I put it on the bottom, since that's where this brake was wearing the fastest. This is the worst pad and it wore the worst right here, so I'm going to put that wear indicator right on the bottom inside so that I know when the brakes are getting the absolute worst, I'll start hearing that indicator and know to change the brakes. Once you get your piston compressed, you can just put in your new brake pad. I already got the one on the other side, and I'm going to slide that bad boy on there. Gonna put our bolts back in here in a second.
2 hours later.
Psych, I had to go down to the parts store and get matching bolts. That bugged me. I could not put mismatching bolts back in my brakes, especially when that mismatched one was loose at the top. So, yay, new matching bolts. These are both a 14mm, and they came in a hardware kit with new slide pins that are already lubed up and installed. Let's get this over with. Before the tire goes back on, I'm just going to hit it with some brake parts cleaner or brake clean. Just kind of get rid of any residual oils, at least on this side. Do a little on the back side. Whatever, mostly the front side. Clean all that off.
Why is it spicy?
I thought it worthwhile to mention on the other side that these bolts were both 12mm and were both the same, and they look like factory units. So I'm, just going to leave those alone. Oh, and I thought y'all might want to see the brake pads from the other side too before we go. they were not as low, but getting pretty low. So that tells me the passenger side is wearing a little bit faster for some reason. All right, now before we leave, I'm going to need you to pump your brakes. No, seriously, get in the car and pump your brakes. That way you don't have an accident. All right, subscribe. Every view, every comment, and especially every subscription helps. There's also memberships for sale, sponsorship opportunities, whatever, run ads, whatever, and anything to help grow this channel and provide a little bit of income for my family, and, you know, just anything help. But thanks for watching.